Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, here to discuss the top 5 Tennessee Titans most likely to break out in 2021. And let me tell you, this list was actually quite difficult to make because we are a football team with a lot of budding talent, a lot of frustratingly budding talent. There are players on this roster that we've been waiting years to finally break out. There are so many options of players that we know have Pro Bowl potential, but haven't quite gotten the mark. So we're going to discuss that today. But quickly, let's go through the honorable mentions, and there are a lot. Now let's start with the first two, Jeffrey Simmons and Bud Dupree. Those are already broken out to me. Now, Simmons to me is not really debatable. The only thing with him is he hasn't got the national recognition yet. I think this year he will. To me, he's already broken out. Bud Dupree, okay, yeah. Now, he's not a Pro Bowler, actually, but everyone knows who he is. If he has a 12-sack season, I don't think that's really a breakout for him. I think we're all kind of expecting that. That'd be a very good season. But it's not really breakout to me. That was right on the edge. He was almost on the list, but I didn't want to put Bud Dupree on the list. To me, he's an established veteran at this point. We know what he is. Okay, and then we also had Jayon Brown, who I really wanted to put on the list because I'm still a Jayon Brown stan. Okay, I still stand Jayon Brown. Caleb Farley and Dylan Radins, rookies. I didn't want to put rookies on this list. I really wanted to put Farley. I even wanted to put Radins because I really believe Radins is going to start. I think he's been doing well in the OTAs. I think he's been well in the minicamps. I think he might be a huge sleeper this year. And I think he's going to be a damn good right tackle in this league, maybe even left tackle. All right, remember my words on that. But I just didn't want to put rookies. And then wide receiver Josh Reynolds, because although I think he'll do quite well as a number 3 wide receiver, I just don't want to put him on this list because, Maxey's getting 800 yards. It's breaking out-ish, but 1,000 will be breaking out. Not that will be breaking out unless of an injury, and we're not talking about that. Unless when an injury comes to Julio Jones or to A.J. Brown, that's not going to happen. So, top 5 Tennessee Titans most likely to break out. And by the way, I also did not put even honorably Darrington Evans and Rashaan Evans. Y'all can believe in the Evans. I don't. Okay? So I don't. So let's move on to number 5. Who is the 5th Tennessee Titan most likely to break out in 2021? Well, we begin with Kristian Fulton, the cornerback out of LSU. Now, Kristian Fulton did not have a spectacular rookie season. He did have a significant interception, but that was about it. He was pretty quiet in his first year as a Tennessee Titan. However, we all saw the tape of him coming out of college. He was one of the best cover corners coming out of that 2020 NFL draft. We were all shocked when we got him when we did in the second round of that 2020 NFL draft, and he still has the potential to break out and solidify himself, maybe even as the best quarterback on this football team, although right now we will take the 3rd. If he can solidify himself as a good number 3 behind Janoris Jenkins and Caleb Farley whenever Farley plays, we would love that. Number 2, even better. Number 1, oh my God. Assuming, by the way, we're getting good cornerback production, okay? If he's the best of bad talent, then I'm not really happy about that. But assuming we're getting good production, I'd love Kristian Fulton to be one of our top cornerbacks and break out in 2021. We move on to the next one. We have number 4. Amani Hooker. Amani Hooker, who should be the starting strong safety for the Tennessee Titans this season. This is time for Amani Hooker, who is a very versatile player in the secondary. He's able to play the slot quarterback position, able to play the strong safety position, able to move around and do some things. We've seen him coming up in spurts, and honestly, he was one of the best Tennessee Titans on defense last season. Now, that is not saying much. That is absolutely not saying much considering how awful the Titans defense was last season, but he was. And now, he has the ability to really make a stand for himself on this defense and really solidify himself as one of the main cogs of this defense. Look out for Amani Hooker this upcoming season. Number 3, we have Anthony Firkser. Now, you know what? I've been not too bullish on Anthony Firkser just because of his blocking ability. But this guy's been putting in work in the offseason. I have seen it. Heading this tight end camp in Nashville. Hanging out with the best tight ends in the league, hanging out, bringing them to Nashville, working, grinding, being quiet. And you know what? I see this guy having even more potential than I thought. And as a receiver, we've only just hit the precipice of what he could do. Now he's going to be running number one routes for the tight end position. You know, he's going to be getting most of the tight end targets. Jonnu Smith, I think he got maybe less than Anthony Firkser if I look at the numbers last year. But now it's just going to be Firkser, right? I mean, you know, Jeff Slam's going to get some, but it's really going to be Firkser. And I think we're talking 5, 6, maybe, although I doubt it because we have Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, and those are a lot of mouths to feed. But maybe even 700 receiving yards for Anthony Firkser this upcoming season. I have my eyes out for Mr. Firkser. We move on to number 2, the second Tennessee Titan most likely to break out in 2021, and that is Harold Landry. That is right, yet again, Harold Landry finds himself on one of my breakout Tennessee Titans lists. And I'm pretty sure he was number 1 last year or the year before. So we've been waiting on this. Now, some would argue that Harold Landry has already broken out. He had a 9-sack season 2 seasons ago. Not good enough for me. I didn't see double-digit sacks from Harold Landry. And even that 9-sack season, I mean, do you really remember that? I mean, I think Derek Morgan had some 6.5-sack seasons that were more impactful than that. I mean, I barely noticed the 9 sacks that he had, honestly. I mean, it was just here and there, or 2 sacks. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I'm being hyperbolic a little bit, but I want to see that Pro Bowl season at him. And now that Bud Dupree is opposite of him, we could see it. We could see him having some impactful sacks, some impactful plays. Now, we thought Jadeveon Clowney was going to be the secret for this, and he wasn't. But hopefully Bud Dupree is Harold Landry, finds himself number 2 on this list. But who is number 1? Who is the number 1 Tennessee Titan most likely to break out in 2021? You might be shocked by this. It is the OG, Nate Davis. Wow, how far we have come. There was a time where I was not a big Nate Davis fan at all, coming out of college when we drafted him in the 3rd round of, the 2019 NFL draft. Coming out of UNC Charlotte, I just didn't think he had NFL strength. I didn't see the potential within him. I didn't think he had the strength to play guard, the ability to play guard. He played a lot of tackle at UNC Charlotte, and he just wasn't impressive. I didn't see him go up against a lot of great talent. I think only one team that was significant was Tennessee. And his tape was only, pretty good, but not mind-blowing there. It didn't blow you away at the combine or anything like that. I didn't have much faith in him. But man, this guy has come into this organization and he's been putting in the weight. He's been putting in the work. He's been putting on weight. He's been working, grinding. Even last season, he had a great season. Some would even argue a breakout season, but not quite. He's not nearly a household name. In fact, I would argue he's not even a Tennessee Titan casual fan name. If you walk up to some random baboon on Broadway and you say, who's Nate Davis? They're going to say, I don't know. Who the hell is that? They're going to say, is that some actor in Hollywood? Is he performing at Whiskey Row tonight? They don't know who that is. So, Nate Davis is not a breakout player yet, but I think this year might be the year. I think he might make the Pro Bowl. Now, we're going to maybe have to have another nearing 2,000-yard season for Derrick Henry for that. And we're going to have to win as a team like 12, 13 games. And then when you get to be that good of a team, everyone gets to the Pro Bowl. I mean, you might see Roger Saffold get into. Simmons will be easily in. Bud Dupree will be in the mix if we're that good. And this year we could be that good. So number 1 is Nate Davis. So there goes my top 5 Tennessee Titans most likely to break out in 2021. Who are your top 5? Tell me down in the comments below. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment. I'm out. See you all later.